Hi, welcome to Reddit Tea Time. I met my fiancé Jamie a year ago through a friend. We instantly clicked and started dating. After a year, he proposed to me and I said yes. But here's the thing. Before proposing, he told me the truth about his past relationship. He was married to a woman, Cynthia, 3 years ago, and they divorced because he started cheating on her with a coworker. He regrets ever doing that. He's been on a healing journey from that. He has told me that the affair was a mistake and that he would never do it again. He just wants to be honest with me before we take this relationship to the next level. I understand what he meant. He's obviously remorseful, and I've seen his ex-wife. She seems happier with someone else, and everyone makes mistakes or take decisions that they regret. I trust him and love him a lot, but I can't shake off this feeling that he won't do this to me. This started when he was being secretive about his phone. He would smile at the screen often. I asked him what it is. He just showed me his phone and he was looking at a meme. He probably sensed that I was doubting him, so he let me check his phone. There was nothing in there, but I still couldn't trust him. A few days after our engagement, he had a work party. He took me to that party as well. I saw that he was being a bit friendly to some woman. I went there and introduced myself. Later, I got to know she was the same girl he cheated with. I confronted him about it. He said that he doesn't talk to her. They broke up shortly after their divorce, and he can't avoid her because he works with her. I told him I'm not comfortable with him hanging out with someone who was his mistress. He respected my decision, and as far as I know, he has not contacted her outside of work. I know I have no reason to doubt him. He doesn't give off any signs of infidelity, yet I have a hard time trusting him. He's loving and caring. He supports me and my dreams. He's patient and kind. I know it's unfair of me to judge him based on just that. A few weeks ago, a friend of mine asked me to meet her, and she told me the whole truth about Jamie. She knows Cynthia because she and her brother were college friends. She told me to be careful of Jamie because he cheated on his ex-wife. I told her I already know that. She further told me he started cheating on Cynthia right after she had a miscarriage. He was upset that Cynthia was depressed and he started to feel neglected. After talking to my friend, I confronted Jamie. He told me this was the truth. He was still in grief because he lost his child. He didn't know what he was thinking. He started to feel resentful towards her, but he never meant to hurt her. I asked him that I need a break from all this. It was just too much for me. He said he understands, and I still haven't talked to him. I don't know if I should break up with him just because of this. He does feel guilty about it, but he's really nice and mature. Will I be making a mistake if I break up with him? Edit. I think I should mention that he never said anything about a miscarriage. He just told me they had a tragic accident which made both of them distant. I didn't ask because he said he doesn't want to talk about it. Also, I'm still not fully sure if he regrets the cheating because he never confessed to cheating to his wife. His wife caught him in the middle of the act inside their house. So this has been a bother that he got caught and probably feels guilty for that. I don't know. Now for some comments before the update. Don't marry people you've known for a year, especially people who are known cheaters. There's absolutely no reason to rush things if you don't trust him. Slow things way down if you want to try to work things out, but also someone being a cheater is absolutely a valid reason to dump them. He didn't tell you the whole truth. He told you the part he could most easily put a spin on and made you pry ugly details out of him when other people sought you out to warn you. He may say he'll never cheat again, but he still sees lying by omission and running interference as solutions to his problems, and that should give you massive pause. He's still in contact with his mistress. Red flag. He still works with his mistress. Red flag. He never told you the full story about the cheating. Red flag. He's not reliable in times of need. He sought another woman while his wife was in one of the deepest hell a woman can be in. Ask yourself, if something traumatic happened to you, will he A, be there for you, or B, seek out his own comfort? Let his history guide you and you'll see your potential future. You need to step away from this 30-year-old cheating divorcee. He's a red flag. That's a hell of a lot of baggage for you as a 25-year-old. You wouldn't be a bonehead if you left. It doesn't sound like you're on a level playing field, and he doesn't sound like the kind of guy who would adjust to you when times get hard. If he had really changed, wouldn't he have been honest and upfront about still being friendly with his mistress? Wouldn't he have included the miscarriage information in his concession instead of omitting information that would make him look worse? He cheated on his wife in their house while she recovered from a miscarriage. He never confessed. He was caught. He put a spin on the story to minimize it to you. He was talking to his mistress both behind your back and in front of your face. People can change, but what evidence is there that this man has changed besides his words? And now for the update. I've analyzed all the things you guys said. Some of you have told me to forgive him because, apparently, a man's cheating is not a big deal because men can't control themselves. That was hilarious, as if that's going to help me. Anyway, I talked to him. I explained that his past bothers me. I mean, he cheated on his wife when she was going through something so traumatic. I brought up the fact that I'm also at high risk when it comes to pregnancy. I told him I can't fully trust that he won't cheat on me as well. He told me he's learned his lesson from the previous time. When his infidelity got exposed, he had people around him calling him a monster. His parents still don't talk to him directly. He feels guilty because of it and regrets it. And then I told him that maybe we should date more rather than rushing into marriage, and maybe go to couples counseling. That's when he got slightly mad. He said that if I don't trust him, then there's no point in being together. I tried to fight and say it's not like that. We just need some time. He has to understand that. He told me again that it wasn't fair for me to judge him when he never judged me for my past. I asked what he means by that. He pointed out that he knows how in the past I used to sleep around a lot. Okay, let me be clear to you. Yes, when I was in college, I did have a few one-night stands and a few serious relationships. I told him he was being illogical because even though I have a sexual history, I never cheated on any of my boyfriends. I always called it quits when I realized it wasn't meant to be. He kept pressing the matter and says I should let it go because he let go of my past. What the F? I said my past is in the past, and now I'm thinking about my future, and he's so pathetic to even compare his immoral cheating to my past. He argued that I was immoral too. It felt like a dead-end road. We both shouted and fought, and eventually I took the ring off and said goodbye. The last thing he said was that his past and baggage aren't as big as mine, and that I'm a hypocrite for judging him. That I'll have a hard time finding a partner who's willing to be with a loose girl like me. It hurts, to be honest. I never thought he would act like that. I'm trying my best to move on, but still stuck in limbo, and his words are repeating inside my head. Edit. If you guys think you can make me feel bad for having sex in the past, then save it. You won't be the first red pile bonehead who has ever said that to me. I just laugh at your face because I'm pretty sure you guys get no women. And don't threaten me with nobody will wife you up. I'll never husband someone whose thinking is so backwards in the first place. Dying single isn't as bad as rotting with men like you guys. Now for some comments. You just met the person who traumatized his ex-wife, the real him. You said, okay, let me be clear to you. Yes, when I was in college, I did have a few one-night stands and a few relationships. I told him he was being illogical because even though I have a sexual history, I never cheated on any of my boyfriends. Oh, so this dude equates cheating with consensual hookups because male cheating is a sign of virility. He just can't help it, while anything but female chastity is slutty and gross. You already know that the second you don't put out on demand, he'll not just slut-shame you, but abandon you if you're on bed rest or sick or just not willing to tolerate his behavior. Save yourself a lot of headaches and move on. You wrote that I'll have a hard time finding a partner who is willing to be with a loose girl like me. That's him projecting big time. You'll be fine. Don't let him convince you otherwise. You're not loose or undesirable, and he's not doing you some big effing favor overlooking your past. He's a creep who thinks he's got leverage over you to make you tolerate his red flags. He argued that I was immoral too. No, you're not. He's a misogynist bonehead. You did the right thing. He hasn't learned anything about his actions. He blames the cheating on the traumatic experience the ex-wife went through. And now he's blaming the breakup on you not letting go of the past versus recognizing it's about ability to trust when he has some pitfalls, aka still talking to the coworker he cheated on his wife with. Trust is earned. Yes, his past is his past, but his actions somewhat showed that he can't be trusted. This man is 34 and playing these manipulation games with you, a 25-year-old. He knows exactly what he's doing, and he knows a woman in her 30s, or hell, even late 20s, would see him for who he was. He got mad at the mention of couples counseling because with that, you would not only be getting taught how to navigate relationships, but his tactics would be even clearer. He's not a good man, and he's not a good partner. He still works with the woman he was cheating on his newly miscarried wife with. Can you live with that? Even without his anger and a miscarriage and such. If that was the only thing residual from the past infidelity, can you live with that? I wouldn't trust him nor her as far as I could throw them. Walk away. Take this relationship as a lesson, and its ending as a blessing. I'm just going to be brief. My wife has been pregnant for a while now, and it's put a lot of stress on me. I've been doing more hours at work to get some cash ready in time for the baby, and it's been so exhausting. Throughout all this, my wife has been complaining every single day. She's having a difficult pregnancy, so she has my sympathies. But I can't sleep at night because she wants to have these talks, or go on a drive because she's stressed. I'm really starting to lose it and she's just constantly complaining. I'm a pretty cheerful person normally, and I absolutely hate hearing people complain constantly because it really brings me down. I'm pretty sure I'm going to crack in a second, so I wanted to put an end to this complaining since I just need some light in my life. I told her that I'm balancing a job and taking care of you. Plus, everyone in life has their own challenges, and you can't just whine about it and play the pity Olympics. It's getting old. She seemed to get it, but it's been a week and she's been noticeably distant. Now I'm frustrated because I miss my wife. I just didn't want her to keep complaining, but I never asked her to stop talking to me. All I asked was that she be a little more positive, but she seemed to be taking it the wrong way, and I'm feeling kind of bad. Now for some comments. You're the bonehead. Honestly, you should never have made a kid if your morale is so easy to drain. This is only the pregnancy, and you're not even the one building the baby. I can't imagine how it's going to be once the baby is there. Your wife is going through one of the hardest things in her life. She's building a whole baby. If you can't support her now, I feel sorry for her. Google support in, complain out. Your wife is at the absolute center of the circle. She's carrying your baby and she's having a difficult time right now. She gets to vent to anyone, including you. You're the next ring out. You can complain to anyone else about how hard your life is, but not to your wife. Your job is to support her. If you can't cope with her difficult pregnancy, how the hell are you going to cope with the challenges of raising a child? You're the bonehead. I'm going to try to be a little gentler than the rest of the comments because I care about your wife and don't want you to get too defensive. Yes, you've been working extra hours trying to save up. Great, that's good. Kudos to you. So, what's your wife doing while you work all these extra hours? She's home alone with her thoughts, her real complications, her fears, her sickness. She's alone home. You're not there as much because of the extra hours. So then you get home. You're exhausted. But then she perks up because now she can finally talk to her partner, the person whose kid this is, and she can share the worries that have been on her mind for 10 plus hours. But you don't want to hear her. You want her to be happy and cheerful. It's a hard pregnancy, and to her, you don't care. You don't care about her feelings or her stress or her worries. You think she's overdoing it. This adds to her worries now because now her partner hates how much she talks. So she tries to correct it. She stuffs her feelings inside her, keeps her worries and fears to herself. She silently suffers, giving you the peace and quiet you begged and demanded. Still, you're unhappy. Soon she's going to wonder if you love her, if you want to be with her. You're saying you're unhappy with her no matter what she does. Do you know a lot of partners turn on their female partners when they're pregnant and more vulnerable? You're always so unhappy. She's going to probably wonder if you're cheating on her, because why else would you be so unhappy to see her face when you get home? When she talks, it's a problem. When she's quiet, it's a problem. She can't win, and she still has to deal with her pregnancy all by herself because you don't care. OP, you're pretty self-centered right now and you're thinking me, me, me. You're going to have a child. Their needs are going to have to be your priority. Do you think you're able to be a good father and put them first? Maybe you should start looking at your wife as a real live person, one with feelings, fears, and she's scared, tired, and worried. Be better. Be a better partner. Be a more sympathetic person. You're the bonehead, but you don't have to remain one. My girlfriend and I have been together for 5 years, and we've recently welcomed our first baby. My girlfriend and her mom are not on good terms. They're only speaking to each other during family dinners, and it's only to not ruin the mood. Her mom knows we've welcomed our baby and has been asking to meet her, but my girlfriend's refused every time. The thing is, her mom texted last Monday and asked me for some pictures to at least know what he looks like. I didn't see anything wrong with that and sent her a bunch of pictures. I thought I was doing a nice thing, but when my girlfriend found out, she got mad and asked how I could do that without asking her first. I answered that it was also my child and I didn't need to ask her for permission. That made her even madder, and she kind of just started screaming like, "But it's my mom and you had no right to send her pictures." I answered that again, it wasn't just her child but also mine and I have every right. She told me she feels like I've betrayed her trust and is refusing to speak to me unless it's about our child. Honestly, I only did that because I felt bad for her mom. I know they don't have the best relationship, but it's her grandchild and I think she has the right to want to see him. Am I the bonehead? Now for some comments. You're the bonehead. You're aware that your girlfriend isn't fond of her mother. Why would you involve yourself? Your girlfriend is your son's mother. You should give her more respect. You're the bonehead. The mother of the child has the right to set boundaries regarding her child. Your girlfriend's mother could have talked to her own daughter and worked out whatever is going on between them. Instead, she chose to be sneaky and send you a text asking for images. Your responsibility is to your immediate family, that being your girlfriend and child. It isn't to spare the feelings of others. Why exactly aren't they speaking? You're the bonehead. Yes, it's also your child, but you didn't send pictures to someone on your side of the family. You sent pictures to her mom. One potential concern is grandma is going to post pictures on social media. Why on earth wouldn't you run it past her? Because you thought she'd say no? You're basically just telling her that her opinion of how safe grandma is worthless because you, a third party to that, know so much better. You're the bonehead. You feel sorry for the grandmother of your child. Understood. You know how your girlfriend's relationship is with her mother, and you did betray her. You wrote, "It wasn't just her child but also mine, and I have every right." You also wrote, "Honestly, I only did that because I felt bad for her mom." You didn't do it for the sake of your child, so your argument doesn't even hold up. You did it for the sake of her mom. Her mom. You should butt out and let her deal with her family, which she has a lifetime of experience in dealing with. You should have picked up that something was off when she asked you for pics instead of asking her own daughter. The mom probably turned to you because your partner didn't want to share them. You're the bonehead. And you need to practice having your partner's back so you can be a team when parenting your kid, and not giving them candy before dinner after their mom said no, etc. What do you think? Please let me know in the comments below. If you liked this story and you've made it this far, please consider subscribing. I really appreciate you spending your valuable time with me. Hopefully, I'll see you in the next Reddit story. In the meantime, please take care of yourself. Bye for now.